Let's just, where are we? All right. So just try and bring your mind to the same place your body is. And just check your posture, your seating posture. And I think that it's always good to sort of start from the external and then move inwards. So, you can spend a minute or two settling yourself if you're doing a meditation on your own. Usually we come to our meditation practice. It takes a little bit to quieten the mind down if you've been cooking or communicating or whatever is going on. And just try not to be leaning into, I got this nice comfortable cushion behind me. It's just tempting to just go, oh. So try and sit on top of your sits bones, hold yourself up, shoulders over the hips, and your ears aligned with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is just this beautiful pearls of light, just lengthening, putting some space in between your vertebrae. Just go to the crown of the head and imagine if there's any sensations there, if you can't actually feel. So just quieten the mind enough so you can actually feel the sensations of the body. And relax the forehead, the eyes, the nose, and the cheeks, and the mouth, the jaw, the back of the tongue. The temples, just release the temples and the ears. You notice immediately all these muscles in our face that we think are relaxed, but actually when we start to imagine letting go of the this and that, the face just relaxes. And then relax the back of the head and the neck. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down and relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. Just release any tension. And be aware of the breath as you inhale and exhale. And just notice as we're going through this process how your mind and your body just gradually start to settle and you start to go inwards. And as your concentration increases, you'll find that you become calmer, happier. And be aware of any sounds in your environment. Pets, people. I have squirrel friends here. I'm not sure what's been happening today, but there's squirrels have been going crazy on my roof and they've been acting pretty crazy on the road as well. So just be aware of any little sounds and just allow them to be there, trying not to follow the mind. And then just notice the thoughts as they're arising. And again, try not to follow those thoughts, creating a story of some kind. And just notice what's there. Just be happy to see what's going on in your mind, in your consciousness. Trying not to judge. And then we can bring to mind all these people of our life, the ones we're very, very close to, the ones we have these beautiful, profound relationships with, then the ones we don't like so much, and then our strangers, imagining they can change place, these relationships. We tend to think they're all fixed and permanent, but if you look at your life, some of us are old enough to look back decades, you'll see how your relationships have changed. And then think they're all equal, these people, and they wish to be happy, they wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So I think we'll do this meditation for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. And just have a thought for all the people who need a safe place to land, a suitable place to land. May they have that. May they have security. May they have safety. May they have comfort. So think, there is no negativity that can't be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change that by creating positivity instead. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and of all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma, and we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future, and we cannot bear the thought of the future suffering that we will experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as any more future suffering. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance, and we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor who has the methods, these methods that we can use to, heal ourselves, to purify ourselves. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light. sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful radiant face, and his eyes are shaped like lotus petals. They're peaceful. They're full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He doesn't have any critical thoughts towards anyone, accepting everybody just exactly as you're showing up this evening or today, middle of the day, all my Aussie friends. So his arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So here we come to this little section on compassion, developing compassion. In order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we have compassion for them because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think I must purify for their sake. And so now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely, and it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, dita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Hanarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So then be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, and this time forces up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space. And just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you, all our inappropriate speech. And just imagine this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra again. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe. So I feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And the next is a purification of our mind. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's the same as when you walk into a room, it's dark, you flick on the switch, and that light dispels that darkness instantly. So, try and imagine the same things happening here. The light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, and just instantly all this negativity disappears, this anger and bitterness and anguish and anxiety, insecurities, grudges, jealousy, all of it instantly disappears. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anorakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe and vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dina me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa anorakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So Ben, again, just be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of just these imprints of negativity of body, speech, and mind. And you can imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and just kind of totally eradicates even these very subtle imprints of negative energy. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe. So now feel that you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the fourth and the final step in the purification process. And it's a really crucial one. And this is this determination, this decision we make to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And without making this decision, we just keep doing the same old habits. We just follow the same old habit energies over and over again. And when we make a decision, a determination like this, it becomes like, almost like guardrails. It becomes like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions, more positive directions. So, first of all, rejoice in your efforts. And then just think of something you've been working on, you would like to work on. Maybe you want to do something a little internal, like noticing when you are having negative self-talk. And maybe start to think about, curtailing that a little. Be kind, compassionate towards yourself. So think Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while, and we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. We can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created by doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's make a strong wish for His Holiness Dalai Lama to live long and to be able to continue to teach, and for the swift return of Lamsa Rinpoche's unmistaken reincarnation, for all of your own precious gurus. And I just wanted to make a wee dedication for Venerable Sarah Thrasher. I don't know if any of you know her. She's been around for a long time. She was taking a pilgrimage group up to Laudo Gompa and went up to this extraordinary cave, Guru Rinpoche cave, way, 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 way up above Namche Bazaar, which is on the way up to Laudo. And she's had to be helicoptered back down to Kathmandu. She got altitude sickness. So, she was up there for months, had no problem. So, as they say, it can happen to anyone at any time. So just send some good wishes out to her, if you know her anyway. She does an amazing job of filling everybody in with what's going on. She's like the unofficial FPMT roving reporter over there in Nepal. This is good. All right, everybody. Good night. Have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. And I will see you all on Monday. Okay. Thank you so much for coming.